Hello, and welcome back to another mini FAQ. My name is Troy Roach. I am a citizen scientist studying low-dose nicotine patches for long COVID and other diseases. Today, we're going to answer the question if you are getting nicotine into your system or not. There are some doubts about certain patches being sold online being fakes. So one way that you can actually test for sure whether you're getting nicotine into your system or not is by buying these little test strips that are called Cotinine test strips or drug test strips, because cotinine is what is left in your body that is easy to test for. So it's not actually testing for nicotine, it's testing for cotinine, which happens in your body after having nicotine. The most common test strips are testing at a dose of 200. So 200 nanomoles would be maybe about a few milligrams of nicotine per day. So if you're using less than 1 milligram of nicotine, then these tests probably won't end up being positive for you anyway. But for anybody using above 3 milligrams per se, then these tests will probably show positive whether you're getting that dose or not. Right? These tests are quite easy to do. They cost between $15 and $20. You can buy them online. Just look for cotinine or nicotine drug tests. Okay, you have to urinate into a cup, but you don't need very much. I would suggest urinating about this much as this strip is, into a cup. The best time to do it is about 4 to 5 hours after applying the patch, because that's when people usually get to their peak dose. Then you take out the test strip and you put it into the urine. This is the maximum depth line. Make sure you don't go above that. And you leave it in for 15 to 30 seconds. And then you put it to the side, not throw it on the ground, but you put it aside for 5 to 8 minutes. All right. And then after 5 minutes, you should be able to see whether it's positive or not. These are very similar to the SARS-CoV tests, but they are kind of in reverse of what people might expect. Because if you get 2 red lines, that means it's negative. That means there's no nicotine in your system. If you only get 1 line, then clearly you have nicotine in your system and you're getting at least a few milligrams of nicotine into your system. If you have 1 line and then 1 very, very faint line, then unfortunately that could be positive or negative. It's not so decisive. So you might have to take multiple tests over multiple days, trying different patches to see which one is giving you a positive and when, etc. Now, the most common ones are these, which test at a level of 200 nanomoles, I think it is. But there is another type of test which actually has 3 different strips, and those 3 strips test at 3 different sensitivities. And that could be interesting to see exactly what dose you're actually getting into your body. But those, of course, cost a lot more. Just for one test, they cost maybe $10 or €10 just to do one test. Whereas these, to do one test, probably costs €1 or €2 per test. So that is one way in order to check whether you're actually getting nicotine into your system or not. It's also a way of testing to see how long it takes the cotinine to leave your system when you stop using the patch. That might be interesting for some people who have to undergo drug tests and it goes positive for nicotine and people think that they're smoking, so they get really worried. So they can ask for a second test 10 days later, and they can use these to see when the cotinine has gotten out of their urine and know that the next test would be negative as well. So hopefully that will help. And please, if you do these type of tests with different types of patches from different sources, etc., then please share your experience. Of course, we don't need pictures of your urine, just a picture of the strip and maybe with the box or the brand of patch and the different dose or protocol you're using, so people can get more data on these different brands of patches. Now, it's important to understand that the cheaper patches are probably half or sometimes even less than half as potent as the more expensive name brand patches. That is not always a bad thing because most people with long COVID are looking for lower doses, but it makes it more difficult to tell whether it's a fake or not if you've been using the higher potency patches out there. If you've been using the more expensive, more potent patches, then when you switch to one of these made in China patches, it might feel like nothing. You might need double the dose in order to get the same impact. Okay, well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Remember, take care of yourself. And if you can, take care of somebody else too. See you in the next video. Bye.